everybody. I'm Mary Delgado with the Blockchain Herd. Welcome. And this is Bama, my little helper. I want to thank everybody for subscribing to my channel, for your comments and suggestions. And today we have a guest, and his name is Matt McGivern. He's with Crypto Twerps, and he has an amazing project that he's going to talk to us about today. So, welcome, Matt.
Hi, Mary. Thanks so much for having me on today.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
glad you're here. So, tell us a little bit about yourself to start off with, and then we'll go on to your project.
Yeah, sure. I don't want to go back too far, but one of my previous lives, I was involved in internet marketing in the multi-level marketing, direct marketing space, and I was looking for other opportunities. Right? You're always looking for different what we call offers, different things that you can maybe earn commissions on. And I stumbled across Bitcoin, and my entryway was the mining aspect of it. And I thought this would be great. I could run some computers, I could earn some money, right? But then as you kind of go along, you realize, well, you need to have quite a bit of an investment in the technology, right? In the hardware. And so I knew that wasn't going to work, but I was really captivated by this idea. And prior to that, a long time ago, I think it was maybe 2010, I had heard about Bitcoin, and just kind of getting involved in it was really difficult. You had to do a wire transfer and all this. And I thought, I'm not going to get involved in that. And so, this was really my second exposure to Bitcoin. But then lo and behold, right, there are all these other cryptocurrencies that were just starting to kind of uh, become available, Litecoin, and I didn't. As soon as I saw all these different coins, I realized that there's something here, right? This isn't just like a one and done type of thing. So very quickly gravitated towards Ethereum because I like this idea of a multi-purpose blockchain, a general purpose where if you had something that could make use of blockchain technology, then it could be deployed on this chain, right? It was like a chain for all chains, right? So that really grabbed my interest, and I quickly started absorbing everything I could, and I was one of those guys that you're researching 18-hour days, and other
Going to
things are
sleep at
getting
2,
pushed
3
put
o'clock
by
in
the
the
wayside.
morning.
A real nerd, a real genuine nerd here. So, but as time went, then of course it naturally follows that you want to invest in these, right?
Right.
So that's kind of a different phase.
So
I mean,
I
it's one
find
thing to
it
be
interesting that
excited.
you were mining. Now, how long did you do that for? Because
Well, I didn't actually mine. I was just researching it at first, and then I
oh,
realized I don't really have the capacity for that, right? Because
mhm.
you need to be able to get cheap power. You have to have a bunch of hardware, and the hardware becomes obsolete relatively quickly. So that would be, that's very, very high risk, right? I say that, and then I'm investing in crypto, which is also very high risk. But that was the decision that I had to make was, I'm not going to mine, but I will, pick up some of these coins and stuff. And this was back in 2000, early 2016, right before well, quite a bit before, but the major run up, right, when Bitcoin reached $20,000. So back then the space was still relatively small, but it was really great to be able to have access to mines like Vitalik Buterin, who now is literally inaccessible, but back then you could have messaged him on Reddit and he would have replied to you. So that's kind of my entryway into crypto. And without going into too much detail, I really became fascinated with the idea of the DAO, which was the very first, decentralized autonomous organization. This concept of basically robots, code that dictates rules and logic and stuff that previously has only been available to centralized entities. So that was interesting, and I kind of was involved in that for quite a while. Was involved in the DAO team, as a moderator for their Slack for some time. And then that whole thing, to anybody that is aware of what happened then, you know, it was like $170 million contract on Ethereum got hacked,
Yeah, it's
and everybody's
crazy.
scrambling around. It was a very
That
scary
was a crazy
time
time.
to having a sizable investment. But you know, we've come a long way since then. So 4 years later, and a lot of people, that's old news, right? That's water under the bridge. And it was a learning experience to all of us, that even though blockchain technology inherently is relatively safe, that people can still build projects, build programs on these chains that have problems, right? That can be hacked.
Right.
So anyway, after that, I got involved in a project called Singular DTV. Really wonderful project, rights management, and content distribution. That's a very long story. There are a lot of different ins and outs going on with Singular DTV. They have a really great platform. They're trying to go toe to toe with Netflix, right? But doing it in a decentralized manner. So, you know, after that, kind of hung out for a while, you know, was watching my portfolio, and then I heard about Garbage Pail Kids coming to Wax. So that really perked my interest up because I had always been a big Garbage Pail Kid fan.
Yeah, me too.
And
Yeah, GPK,
you
that was
too?
so
Yeah,
successful. It
yeah,
just blew my mind, the success that they had the first launch.
yeah. I know. And the thing is that you know, actually did better than I thought that it was going to do. I realized it's going to be important, but I really underestimated just how big it was going to be. I mean, packs that you bought for $5 going for $180 only like a few weeks later. So you know, that really brings a lot of the speculators to the table, right? And you know, it's an interesting dynamic with crypto, because I love the idea of digital collectibles, but of course there is sort of like this seedy kind of like underground thing where people are maybe making side deals and stuff, right? And so that obviously is not very appealing, right? But I think that we're onto something, right? Obviously, crypto is a special technology, whether you use it for good or bad, and I want to use it for good. You know, I want to make people laugh, and that pretty much brings us to the project that I'm working on, right? Is um, you know, trading cards have been around for a long time, but this is the beginning of something different, right? So we had books that were physical and they went digital. Information was physical and that went digital. Same with movies, and now we're starting to see this happen with collectibles.
Which is pretty interesting because, you know, in the physical you can do so much with the digital. So I mean, it's I was talking about Topps and how they're using their trader cards, trading cards like baseball cards and stuff, and they update the stats of the players, so you can do so much more with digitals, right?
You can, but what's funny is a lot of the conversations that I have with people who are relatively new to crypto, they just can't wrap their minds around what we're doing here, right? I mean, I've heard this at least 5 times in the last couple of weeks, that all I have to do is just copy the image on the web page and now I own it, right? And so when you're dealing with someone who's kind of thinking at that level, it's really hard to kind of bridge the gap, right? Because they're stuck in this mind frame that I can copy this image, and really what they need to know now is that images, you know, and assets, you know, these things cannot be reproduced like an email could, right? So it takes time to really get that message across and to sink in. And I think, well, one thing that I've recently realized is that it's collectors that gravitate to this, and they get it right away, more so than say someone who, you know, doesn't collect anything, right? And so when you have that kind of in your DNA and in your genes, you know, wanting to collect things, then you're kind of you kind of gravitate towards this thing where, well, let me try it out. And then when you try it out, then you realize, oh, this is something special. I mean, being able to open digital cards in packs that have proven rarity associated with them, right, it's a different feeling that you can't really understand until you actually experience it. So
So you're talking about, opening packs. I know that like you can create packs of on Atomic Asset right now, right? You can create NFTs on the Atomic Asset right now. So how involved is it with pack openings? How involved does that get?
right. So actually, I should say that we're not building on atomic assets. That's a standard,
Right.
and what that is it's just sort of like guidelines for how to create NFTs.
Hmm.
And so we've got two different versions. We've got on Wax right now. One is simple assets, and the other is atomic assets. We've chosen to build on simple assets, and it's potato really. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It just kind of uh, is kind of like there's a bit of a separation, right? And so our cards are available on collectibles.io and simplemarket.io, and we love Roy, so I've saved the best for last, waxstash.com, right? And so but to answer your question, it does still take a little bit of time to build that pack contract, right? So you don't just have a button where you just press it right now and say, well, here are the images that I have, and then I want to put these into a pack, and I just want you to do it all for me. So I still had to hire a developer to do this, but as time goes on, you can very very clearly see that the barriers start coming down, right? Becomes easier and easier and easier, and eventually, in due time, we'll be able to get to that point where you don't have to have any coding experience.
Right. Yeah, because it starts off like you were saying. It starts off really complicated with the coding and everything else like that. But now, as time has been going, it is a lot easier because I certainly can't code.
Yeah, exactly. So that, the barriers will come down, and then you'll see more people come into the space, right? Because it is expensive to hire developers to do work. So before you had to hire developers to do websites. Now you have WordPress. You have other tools available to you.
Right. You have plug and play and all kinds of stuff. It
Yeah.
does come along easy. So your project, Crypto Twerps, how did you come along with that? How did you create that?
Right. So when I think I was 9 years old, I had this idea. I'm going to take Garbage Pail Kids, and I'm going to I'm going to actually create my own trading card series. I called them Smiley Pail Kids. I took baseball cards. I glued blank paper to them. I trimmed around the edges, and I drew my own silly little characters, right? And that's stuck with me for all these years. I even going through the things that people go through when they graduate college and working at a job, but that really still stuck in the back of my mind, like, that would be so cool to be able to launch my own trading card series. And then
Since
when
you
I
were
got
nine?
sucked into what's that?
Since you were nine?
Yeah, since I was 9.
That's
I
so
actually have a
cool.
blog post up with a couple pictures of the cards that I did
Oh, you're gonna
back in
have
the
to
day.
share that
Like,
with me. I want to see it.
yeah, definitely. We'll share it. Maybe we can put a link to it, a
I
link
would
to the
love it.
post. And
Yeah.
they're horrible. They're horrible. But as a 9-year-old, you can see the ambition was there,
Yeah.
right? The idea of creating trading cards that people are going to love, and just that feeling of holding them in your hands. And now we're not there anymore, but back then it was trading with your friends and negotiating. Well, I'll give you two rat mats for a Rachel rodent or whatever. And that sort of feeling of it's sort of a different type of interaction, right? As opposed to just talking about sports, watching movies together. This is a different thing, collecting and trading and interacting with your friends that way. And so, when Topps launched the digital Garbage Pail Kids, um, I was kind of watching that to see, how is this going to play out, because it, Ethereum really hadn't had that moment yet. I mean, they were doing packs. There were a couple projects that were selling digital packs, but it was few and far between. And in order to get that technology going for me, it was going to be very expensive. So with Wax, the barriers were a little bit lower. And when it was successful, then I knew, okay, we need to move fast on this, because you only have so much time before other projects, other companies get wind and they want to try to do the same thing, follow in the footsteps. So, however, the way that all of this kind of came together was a little odd. I mean, I had started, oddly enough, I had started collecting Garbage Pail Kids again back in October of last year. So nobody, we didn't really know that Topps was going to do this until I think it was February or March of this year. February, I think it was. And so the way that it kind of came across was sort of like little odd, right? That I'm starting to create this art in January, and then, oh, I find out about Topps doing Garbage Pail Kids in February, and then the sale happens in May, and then we're off to the races as soon as I saw the community.
It's like the stars aligned.
Yeah, I mean, it was really strange, but I didn't have much time to sit there and reflect on that. We really had to get going, and so my next step was to share some of my creations with some of the people that I had met within the Garbage Pail Kid community, and kind of get some feedback to see if they liked the art. And sure enough, they did. And so that was that's sort of like the step wise process that you go through. Is you have to see, am I the only one that's in love with my own creation, or do other people resonate with it as well? And so that was another big step when I saw that people were interested in the art. They liked the idea. And basically what my vision really was to bring a bunch of artists together to create a card series, and to have them share in the revenues of the launch. So we have 18 artists on board right now who are doing art for our card series, and we kind of give them the freedom to choose their characters, and we give them as much freedom as we can to bring that character to life. And then they're involved in the process, right? So after when we launch, then that's where their revenues, their income is coming from. It's not me hiring artists and saying, this is what I want you to do, and I have a very specific idea, and then I pay them, thank you, you can go on your way, and now this is mine, right? So we're all sort of sharing this project all together. I think it makes for a different dynamic that we haven't seen yet.
So I was just getting ready to ask you who the artists were. You said there's 18 of them, and how do you select them?
So what we did is we went out to Twitter, and we messaged some of the artists that we liked. We were looking at their art, and we contacted them. But actually, one really great thing happened was when I was reaching out to our the different the guys in the Garbage Pail Kid community. A couple artists in particular were involved in trading Garbage Pail Kids, and they wanted to get involved. And so instead of having to reach out, it was sort of like they just kind of came to us as soon as they heard what we were doing. And it's not too far-fetched to think that they actually had this idea when they were young as well. So some of these artists actually had done their own version of Garbage Pail Kids, their own types of cards. And so it's an easy sell. When you have people that love what it is that you're doing, you don't have to push people to get involved. There's just a natural attraction, right? So we had a bit of that going on. And then some of the artists that came on earlier, they knew other artists, so they reached out to them, and those artists looked at what we were doing and wanted to be involved. And so there was that kind of thing going on as well. So, but to get 18 artists, we did have to reach out.
It must be really neat to see the different ideas come together, because everybody's different on how they think an animation should be, if it will. But so it's neat to see the different ideas that the artists have.
Actually, what you're saying is really the most fun part for me of all, is to see what these are, the concepts that the artists come up with, the different characters that they want to do, the different ideas, and then the process of going from initial idea to the finished work to me is just a lot of fun. That's the best part of what we're doing, is because as you go along, everybody sort of has their own feedback as far as what the names should be, the background. Do we add a little bit more in the background? Maybe this card isn't really that funny, so we need to find a couple of different ways to make it a genuine parody, right? So that back and forth process to getting to that where you get to that actual piece of gold at the end is really the best thing about this project.
So you just said parody. Your cards are parodies of celebrities?
Yeah, and not only that, but they're a little deranged and twisted, right? So we've kind of tried to take it a little bit to the next level, but not so far that it would offend anybody. I mean, we hope not to offend anybody, but yeah, that's the idea, is that we're parodying both crypto personalities, but also more world renowned celebrities as well. So we have a good mix, right? And the idea is that hopefully there's something for everybody, right? So maybe there's an art style that connects with a fan or our community, someone in our community more than other art styles. Maybe this character is someone that is near and dear to you, right? And so there are a lot of different ways that people we're hoping that people will be interested in our cards. And so far, I mean, I think we have 460 in our Telegram now, and
Awesome.
and it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that everybody has their own favorite, right? I mean, whether it's our Trump card or our Rodman card. So there's something for everyone.
Right, right. So tell me about this Lucky Charred card.
Right. So that is one of our newest promos. We released it a few days ago, and it's a parody on Lucky Charms, the
Oh, I
cereal.
love Lucky Charms.
Yeah, yeah, yep. But it's, you got to see it, and we'll show it here in a little bit. But he's got some problems. Lucky's dealing with some issues, and that card, we're calling it our airdropper card.
Mm-hmm.
And so the owner of that card will be entitled to some number of airdrops. We'll leave it up to our discretion over time leading up to our launch.
Mm-hmm.
One day you go into your wallet and, oh, there's a new card waiting for me. And that's because you own this particular card, right? This particular NFT.
Right. So
And
Matt,
so,
why don't
yeah.
why don't I let you drive the screen, and you can show us a couple of things, on your cards, and
Sure.
you're also having a new launch coming up, so we'll go over that in a minute. So I'm going to turn
Yeah.
the screen over to you really quick, and then you can drive the screen.
Here. All right, let's do this here. Here we go. All right, cool. So here's our gallery. This is what I'm calling our eye candy page. Gets right to the chase, right to the heart of what we're doing here. So we've got a couple promos here. These are our promotional cards. And this is prior to our launch. We are releasing these cards. So here we've got our elevated Elon card.
Nice.
This card was done by Eris Michelados, and the effect was done by Mox Gonzalez, one of our our team members.
Nice card.
Yeah, this one is our email giveaway card. So we're baiting people by hopefully to get subscribers on our email list, and then in time before we launch, we will be distributing some number of these out to the winners.
How do you get these NFTs into packs?
Right. So the packs are going to be available in late Q4 of this year. For now, we're just giving these out one by one.
Nice.
So we are creating a website. That website, when it's released, will allow you to create a Wax account if you don't have one already. We're hoping to offer pack purchases with credit card, but we're not entirely sure about that yet. Okay. And so on the website, you'll be able to buy packs, and then we'll have our own pack opener. So you'll be able to open packs on our website, and you'll be able to check your collection on our site as well.
Is Wax going to handle your pack openings?
Wax, yeah. So basically, we're building a pack contract, right, on Wax, and so basically everything that you're going to see on the website is going to be developed by us, but the mechanism is right. All the cards are being minted on the Wax blockchain.
Got it. Got it. Okay. All right. Let's
Yeah.
go back to these cards. These are nice.
Okay. So this one, it hasn't been released yet, but this one here, this sketch card, this is our Spock-Talic Buterin card
Is
by
that
Mox
Spock?
Gonzalez.
Oh, it is Spock.
Yeah, it's a little hybrid there, Vitalik and Spock, right? And he's got his favorite animals there. You know, he's well known for the llama corn and the kitty with the greaves, and we're poking fun of him here, clearly. You know,
That is hilarious.
having fun.
Yep.
All and then fun. And then this here's our third promo. This is where we get a little deranged, right? And so this card is basically modeled after the founder of the Neo blockchain, Da Hong Fei. If you don't recognize him by his face there.
Oh goodness.
And we're kind of godfatherizing him there a little bit, right? We've got the headless horse there, and then there's a little reference to Neo there in the coding, as you can see there. And
wow,
it's
that's
the
neat.
Hung
You have
Father.
a little element of everything in there.
Yeah. This one was done by Eris. We changed up the banner there. Mm-hmm. You know, we like to change things up as we go sometimes to make it a little bit more Godfather-ish. You know, we decided to use the font. So hopefully that lands. What I heard was that this was a big hit in the Chinese community because a lot of they know who Da Hong Fei is, but oddly enough, not too many Americans really kind of got that card. So, but regardless, you don't have to know who the character is. You know, if you think the card is funny, you know, that may be enough to want to collect it, right? So there are a lot of different angles here. And then these cards here's the Gandalf cards, Blast Off Gandalf and Gandalf the Glazed. And this was a collaboration that we did with Nifty Wizards, mm-hmm. Curdy over at Nifty Wizards, who's pioneering the Dust token. And he wanted this. He specifically asked, you know, for a card with the melange in it, which is sort of like the drug that they have in the movie Dune. Mm-hmm. And so the fairies are kind of dropping in that dust in his pipe, you know, and his eyes are kind of glazing over. Cool. So that's Blast Off Gandalf. And these cards we've made available on Alcor.exchange, and you can only buy them for dust tokens. So that was the deal we made with Curdy for 7,000 dust tokens each.
Now explain dust token really quick for people that don't understand what that is.
Right. So dust tokens are a chat mineable token. So you earn them by chatting in various Telegram chats, right? Enabled chats. And so if you went into our chat, you would sync up your wallet with a simple command. You came into our group and you wanted to know how to do this, you could just ask us. And then literally everything that you post is worth 1 dust token. And then you start earning these tokens. And then once you earn a pile of them, you can purchase. Well, actually, this was the first purchasable item, as far as I know, with dust tokens. And nice. It's on Alcor Exchange.
Nice. Okay, we'll have a link to that.
Yeah. And I know that it takes a little while to kind of fully understand how all these things work, right? I mean, we don't want to put up too many barriers, but we thought that this would be a fun little experiment to do. And what you could do is you can buy dust tokens for Wax on Alcor.exchange, okay. And then on that site you can also go into the NFT tab, and you can find these for sale in dust tokens. So a little bit of work there to get them, but they've been a big hit so far. Especially this one with the rainbow background.
Yeah.
So here's another little variant and this one's got the pink background.
Oh, I
So
like
we
the
did
pink.
we did two of those, and you know, here they are. The numbers are 4Z, 5Z. Every promo that we have has the letter Z at the end, so that you can identify it easily.
Okay.
And then this is the new one that we presented earlier this week. Lucky Chard, 6Z. This is the animated card. Yeah, he's on fire. Coins going every which way. This one was a very fun card to work on, for sure.
Do you have little hidden clues or anything like that? Is the future of it for it to have like a game that's involved with it? Is that what your outlook is for the cards?
Yeah, I mean, right now we haven't guaranteed that we're going to add a game to it. We're just trying to see if these are things that people want to collect. If we do well with Crypto Twerps, then, you know, there's a possibility that we could add a game to it, right? But yeah, we're just scratching the surface here. I mean, there are a number of different things you could do. You could add QR codes, you could add little hidden messages in them, and then, you know, you could gamify it that way, right? Where the person that solves the riddle or the puzzle, you know, they win something special, right?
Is that like when you hide something in a card? Is that called an Easter egg?
Yeah, in
Oh,
fact,
okay.
it is.
See,
In
I'm
fact, it
learning
is.
here.
Yeah.
I'm learning here, Matt.
Yeah. No, you're getting it. You're getting the hang of it. So yeah, again, this Lucky Chard is going to be going on sale this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We're going to be placing them on various wax marketplaces. So those would be collectibles.io, simplemarket.io, and last but not least, waxstash.com. And they'll be available for wax tokens. And then we have a couple auctions going on this weekend too. We have a one going on Saturday and two going on Sunday. So maybe we can link to that below.
Absolutely. I'll have all of these links for sure, so everybody will be able to find all of your information and all of the sales that you have going on.
Very cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then this is the newest promo that we just dropped. I think this one just came out yesterday. This one is a little, we're getting a little cryptic here.
What
I know
that,
you know, this may be confusing here. Daniil Pan is a very well-known auctioneer. He has his own Telegram group. And we're just making, you know, we're tying him into the Monopoly theme here a little bit.
Yeah.
Having some fun here, you know, with the get out of fiat jail and having him crush, you know, some of the old traditional auction houses.
Yes, that's pretty cool. Now, who created that one?
So this one was created by Suryanto Sur. He's a fairly well-known artist in the NFT space. A lot of our artists have actually come from the Ethereum NFT world, right? So they've been building, they've been selling their art on some of these other platforms like Rarible, Super Rare, Known Origin, OpenSea. There are a bunch of them. There are at least a dozen. Mintable, you know, Maker's Place, just a real explosion in the NFT space happening right now, and we don't foresee that it's going to slow down anytime soon. If anything, it's really ramping up even more so now. Okay. So that's the Daniil Panoply card, and then you know, in the interest of doing some promotion, we've released a couple promotion posters here. So this one here was done by our designer Bianca. The art was done by Samuel Diaz. This Vitalik Buterin was the very first crypto twerp ever made. So this was what started it all right here. This character is actually going to be in our launch, right, in late December. So this is really the only way you can get a hold of this version right now is in poster form. And then here's another poster done by Mox Gonzalez. This is the Ether Terrestrial, Spoctalic, with a little bit more color. So we went from the sketch card to the full color card now, and he actually you know, he has listed all of our artists down here. If you look closely, you could maybe you can pick out some
Yeah,
artists.
18 artists.
Yeah. So
Huge
this was
list.
a fun one. I like this rotating logo. That's a nice little
Mhm.
bonus. And
These are
so
really
these
cool.
are all available right now in various formats on Wax marketplaces. And now we're going to get into the actual launch cards. So these common NFTs, these are the ones that are going to be available in packs in late Q4. And what actually separates these guys from these ones up here that I was showing you is that each one of these cards has two versions with two different names. So we have our Bird Brain Buterin card here, mouse over, and you get the other variant, which is the 1Y Cowlick Vitalik. So every one of these cards has two different names. And again, these are the commons, right? So these are the stills, the static cards. They don't have any moving pieces to them like you see here. And yeah, we're going to create multiple rarities out of these cards. So what that basically means is this card here, we'll take this card and we'll add some special effects to it. And then we'll offer that in the sale as well. And we're going to do that. We're going to have 5 different rarities, and each one will have a very specific effect. So in fact, I just got a preview of one of our rarities. We're calling it the Black Death Refracture, which you know, it basically has these really cool bones and skulls on the border that rotate around. So that's going to be the Black Death Refracture rarity.
Do you have one animated that I can see?
I don't actually, not the Black Death, but we hope to announce one very shortly. We want to get the very we want to get a second rarity out. So these are our commons, but we want to get that next rarity out to take it to the next level, so people can see exactly, you know, the depth of our artistic abilities, right? So, but here's a pretty good preview. I mean, right here you've got some previews of, you know, what we're able to accomplish here in these animated cards.
Right.
So these are fairly similar to the types of rarities that we're going to do outside of these commons.
I
These
like
common,
it. I like it.
pretty neat, huh? And so
Yeah,
every
they're
one of these cards has a different story, and you know, we sure we'll you know, we can explain some of the stories behind these cards, but ultimately there's some other, you know, little things in there that you know, we want to leave open to the interpretation of our collectors. So
right, because
um,
that's what art is all about, right? You interpret
exactly,
art differently. Everybody does.
exactly. So to highlight the variety here, I'll just go through. We've got, here are our 6 cards here. These were done by Samuel Diaz. And then this card here, as I mentioned before, done by Eris. This card was also done by Eris. This card was done by Gus Grisilla. I believe his last name is Grisilla. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Zuckerborg. Yeah. I mean, how can you not laugh at these cards, right? I
That's
mean, they
funny.
just make you chuckle.
Zuckerberg. Look at the
Yeah,
pile of cash.
yeah, yeah. This is us kind of pushing the boundaries here a little bit, you know, where, you know, he's stealing the child away from the mother. You know, this might not, and he's got his sack of cash that he's running off with. So, but there definitely are some different levels of things going on here, and they may not be immediately noticeable to most, but you know, this suit is a throwback to the old Masters of the Universe. Um, you know, the figures,
Mm-hmm.
uh, that whole thing, and this was one of the characters' suits actually. But as you can see here, he's got the Libra insignia, right? That's Zuck's token,
Cool.
right?
Very cool.
So a lot of different things going on here. This is another favorite here, the Poompa Loompa, Trumpety Doo. Yeah.
Oompa
This one
loompa.
I've shown to people that are not even involved in crypto at all, and they love it. I think it's great. So,
I like that one. Who doesn't
yeah,
love Oompa Loompa?
we really wanted to bring the vibrant colors. I think we've done a pretty good job of that. Um,
Yeah,
this
they're
one
beautiful cards.
I jokingly refer to as the McDonald's card because it just has those colors,
Ah,
right? The
Mark
red and the
Cubano.
yeah,
You know I'm
Mark
Cuban, right?
Cubano.
So,
And his other name is Shark Face, right? Because you know,
Shark Tank.
he's on Shark Tank.
Yep.
So yeah, anyway, I hope you guys enjoy looking at these cards. And if you come to this site, cryptotwerps.com/gallery, and you want to enter in to win this elevated Elon, just come over here and click on this and head over to our landing page. And so we're almost at 20 cards here. I think right here is about 16 or so, and 20 is going to be halfway. So once we've reached our halfway mark, we're going to do a little celebration, maybe a little giveaway, and then we have another 20 cards, and then that will round out all the characters in our set. So 40 common cards, or I should say characters in the set. Each character has 2 different names, so that you're going to have 80 cards in our common set.
Wow, that was awesome. So, how many are you going to have when you create the pack? How many are you going to have in a pack?
Right, and so we have 5 rarities. I don't want to go through all the math and everything, but we're going to have 340 cards total in the set, starting with 80 cards in the common set. And so we really hope that collectors will come on board. Maybe they'll choose certain artists that they want to collect. Maybe they'll only want to collect the X variants. Maybe they want to collect a full set of the commons. Maybe they want to go a little bit deeper and start collecting some of the other rarities, right? And so our flagship card is going to be what we're calling Twerp-A-mation. I know that's a really silly word, but that's our rarest card of all, and those are going to be full animated cards. So we're going to do 20 of those in the set. There's going to be 20 in that 340.
This is a hard question. Which one's your favorite?
Oh, that is a hard question. No, that is, yeah. I mean, I've thought about this, and I like the elevated Elon, I'll say that, but the different art styles really make it impossible, right? Because everybody brings their own, specific
Flavor.
little special ingredient that makes each one of them stand out so much. But I'm looking forward to seeing a well-known wax artist right now is Kevin Winger, and he's involved in our project as well. And I've been thinking a lot about the next card that he's going to do, which is going to be a painting, actually. And so if you're interested in paint work, go check out Kevin Winger's cards, and I'm sure that style, we're going to see that style soon. So,
all right. Now here's a final question I always ask all my guests. If you were to ask yourself a question, what would that question be?
Yeah, I think I have I feel like I'm on a game show here. So I would just say, what is the most challenging thing that I've experienced being on this project, and also what is the most rewarding thing? And so the most challenging has definitely been managing the team, because we have 25 people total on our team. 18 of them are artists, and it's nonstop texting from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep, right? Everybody, I have to support them and I have to help them. And when you're dealing with art, it's a very subjective thing. And so I really enjoy interfacing with them, but it is a lot of work. The most rewarding thing has been to see the excitement on people's face when they look at our cards, right? And also the artists have found something special too. I mean, I get a lot of feedback from them about how excited they are to be a part of this project, how unique it is, and that gives me the energy to keep going every day, because this is it may look easy minting cards and selling them in packs, but this is an enormous project and it does require a lot of work. So that is what allows me to sleep at night, knowing that our artists really love being in the project and that people are excited and looking forward to more crypto cards.
Yeah, they're as passionate as you are about the project. So it's kind of neat to see it come to fruition, right?
It really is. It really
Right.
is. It's a real
So
pleasure. Yeah.
tell us again when the launch date is and
Right. Late Q4 of this year. That's our plan. We've hit a couple of bumps in the road, like any project would, and we feel like we're still on track to do that. So, yeah, follow us, follow our community, get in our Telegram group. That's really where all the action is. We usually have some kind of fun giveaway going on. Right now, I'm not sure if it's over yet or not. If it's not over, we're very close to ending this giveaway, but we have a meme creation contest going on in our Telegram group. Create
oh,
a
nice.
Twerpz related meme and be entered in a contest. The top 5 are going to win some really cool NFTs.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let me hurry up and enter so I'll make sure that I make that contest. So,
And if you don't, just come into our Telegram group. We always have something fun going on. Look at our pin posts. That's where we have all the details of our little contests and giveaways. So many more of these fun little giveaways going into our launch. If you like collecting NFTs, then you definitely need to stop by.
all right. That's my little buddy.
I have to go
All
pet my
right.
dog
Well,
now, right after this
yeah,
show,
that's
seeing
my
this.
happy little buddy right there.
Oh, is it
Yeah.
it's a he?
It's a he. His name is
What's his,
Bama.
what is it?
Bama.
Bama.
Good
Bama.
buddy. That's a good buddy.
Like Alabama.
Like Alabama. So
Nice.
so anyway, Matt, thank you so much for
Yeah.
coming on. Bama really appreciates you being on the blockchain herd with us, and I'm super excited for you and your project. I know it's going to be successful. All of the art that you just shared with me was beautiful. So please let your artists know that they've done an amazing job. Beautiful.
Thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. It's
So
been great
thank
to be
you.
on your show today.
Yeah, thanks for being on. Anything I can do to help out, please let me know.
Awesome. Will
All
do.
right. All right. Take care. All right.
All
Bye.
right. Take care.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Bye. So as always, everyone, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. Bama and I appreciate you. Thanks for the comments and suggestions. Thank you, Matt McGivern. I'm going to have all of his links down below so you can follow Crypto Twerpz. Make sure that you follow up and follow what he's doing with his projects. As always, you heard it here on the Blockchain Herd.